1-1-1. Check, check, check. Hi, everybody. Welcome as we get baseball underway on a Tuesday evening here in East Lakeland. And you're seeing some youngsters that are a little taller than you might have expected. You don't see a tee. You see an umpire behind the plate who is calling the balls and strikes. Yep, not playing T-ball anymore here in East Lakeland as they have moved this battle between East Lakeland and Brooksville over to field number 2. So as a result, the T-ballers have moved over to 3. We are on 2 and getting an unexpected look at some of the guys that are battling for the right to win a state title and eventually wind up in Oxford, Alabama for the World Series. Timmy Douglas starting things off for East Lakeland. They are the visiting squad in this one. Brooksville will be the home team. 3 pitches, all outside of the strike zone, 3-0 on Timothy Douglas. Let's get that lineup set for you. Catcher Timothy Douglas starting things off for East Lakeland. Left fielder Isaiah Pena batting in the 2 spot. C.J. Predmore is the pitcher batting 3rd. Tyler Williams will play 3rd and bat 4th. The shortstop Keegan Golden in the 5 spot. Delshawn Smith is playing center field and batting 6th. There is a strike delivered. First one from the rapport of Anthony Tolpa. Carson Richardson, the first baseman in the 7 spot. Julian Franzino is the second baseman batting 8th as that tosses into the dirt, and a leadoff walk has Timothy Douglas on. So a base runner aboard for East Lakeland as the leadoff guy gets on to begin this one. Client Fritz, or is that Wyatt Fritz? I'm looking at handwriting that's just about like mine, and I can't read mine either. And it's the first time I've seen these young men, but I believe that Fritz batting in the 9 spot. B.J. Hayes hits 10th. The 11th hitter is Luis De Jesus. And Hunter Calder, the right fielder, batting in the 12 spot. Pitch is high. It is to the screen, and that has got Timothy Douglas on his way to second. And a 2-0 count on Isaiah Pena. Well, got to dial it down a bit. You know, you do T-ball for about 4 days, and you finally get adjusted to the high speed, the nonstop action. Now I'm going to slow it back down to baseball speed into the strike zone in the count 2-1 on Isaiah Pena. Base runner in scoring position. Game just underway. Top part of the first. Let me warn you, although right now things look fairly well on my screen, we have had internet issues. As popped by the pitch is Pena, and he's feeling the pain. Yeah, as he heads towards first. Okay, that was, if I was doing stuff with my producer James Crenshaw, he would say that crank something up on the cheeseometer. But it is Pena who was aboard, as well as Douglas. A couple of base runners on here in the top of the first, and Coach already out to talk with his pitcher Anthony Talpa. Trying to settle him down after a walk of Douglas and hitting Pena. Let's get that defense set for you. For Brooksville, Anthony Talpa is on the hill. Behind the plate, Drew Bettinger. At first, Riley Stoller. Second baseman is T.J. Rodier. Shortstop Drew Vandelstein. Stephon Hart playing 3rd in the outfield. Left belongs to Chris Dorothy. Center field, Nick Como. Right field, Anton Grooms. It is fouled out of play by C.J. Pridmore. Couple of base runners on. Again, I mean, this was a last-minute decision to move the game here. And as a result of moving the game here, didn't have an opportunity to get pronunciations, to talk with Anthony Crum, who's been doing all the majors games, to say, give me a little insight. It's what you call coverage on the fly as the strike is delivered. 0-2 on Predmore. Well, the conversation with Coach paying off thus far as Talpa delivers with a pair of strikes after the walk and the hit batsman. There's a base hit, finds the gap, rolls all the way to the fence for Predmore. That's going to bring Douglas in. Pena goes to third, holds up there. It's a stand-up RBI double for C.J. Predmore. Runners at second and third, and East Lakeland grabs the one-zip lead here in the top part of the first. Tyler Williams coming to the plate. Keegan Golden moves to the on-deck circle. Well, I mentioned the hurriedness and shifting the game to another field. As a matter of fact, I don't have all the starting lineup written into my book, so if I sound a little distracted for a moment, there's the logic. Just trying to get everything in book so we can focus on the diamond. Upstairs with the pitch, count goes 2-1. Sebring has knocked off West Volusia in T-ball, 35-19 the final. So Sebring has eliminated West Volusia. And now it is down to 3 in T-ball here, vying for the state title. Caught the outside part of the plate. And the count will even at 2 on Tyler Williams. Goes to the backstop. Runners, though, will hold. And of course, whether they move is predicated upon the guy at third, that being Pena. Pena and Predmore aboard. Nobody out, 1-0 ball game. Count is full. Here's the payoff. Too far inside of the bases loaded as Tyler Williams is given a walk. All juiced for Keegan Golden. "12 batters, first time through the rotation. Then you lop off the 10, 11, and 12 spots, and you go 1 through 9 from there on out. Part of the process of playing Dixie Youth Baseball. I mentioned Oxford, Alabama is where the World Series will be played. Not just for the majors, but also for AAA and O-Zone. And, yep, we'll be there. On the outside part of the plate to the left-hander, Keegan Golden. 0-1. Bases full. Pena, Predmore, and Williams, third, second, and first. Right-hander Talpa. Into the strike zone, 0-2. No balls, couple of strikes on Golden. Delshawn Smith moving to the on-deck circle. Rains, I almost said never came. They did come, but briefly. The rain was not what postponed play as the pitch is high. 1 ball, couple of strikes on Golden. It was the Lightning. Lightning pops within 8 miles. I would say 1 or 2 within 3 to 5. And that postponed play today for about 90 minutes. Swing and a miss, and out goes Golden for out number 1. 1 away for Delshawn Smith. And again, if I mispronounce names, we'll have a shout-out number for you. It's posted atop the screen. We are streaming in SD because of the low bandwidth, and it might be a little blurred, so I'll get that number out to you. 334-488-1385. 334-488-1385. And if you want to send along a pronunciation guide, I sure won't mind. Smith, count even at 1. 1 away, bases full, 1 in. Delshawn Smith followed by Carson Richardson. Top part of the first, and a game slated for, I believe, 7. As I mentioned, I've been doing T-ball. I haven't even had a chance to ask about the rules where Dixie Youth is concerned. It's either 6 or 7. We'll find out in between innings. Swing, a miss. Delshawn Smith out number 2, back-to-back Ks for Talpa. And there's 2 gone as Talpa tries to strand 3. 1 is plated. Carson Richardson coming to the plate, the right-hander. Has base runners at first, second, and third. On the outside part of the plate, good-looking Talpa pitch. Breaking pitch, catching the outside part. And it's 0-1. Just about the same spot, 0-2 on Richardson. We've moved to field 2, and a lot of fans, myself included, decided, well, parking behind field 2 with T-ball on the outside part of the plate. 3 straight nibble the edge. And Carson Richardson goes down. 3rd strikeout in a row for Talpa. 1 scores. We head to the bottom of the first. East Lakeland with a 1-zip lead.
Infield kicks it in, 40, got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here, one top,
Mosley, 20 in the game. Well, she's been the head coach, so she's done her part for the season.
What's your number for the text messages, sir? That's every code?
Yeah.
324
334.
334
Right.
334
488
488
1385.
1385.
Yep. Okay. Well, we have downsized because we were outside, so I don't have the ability to mute my mic. So just needed to pass along to a fan wanting the shout-out number. You may want it as well, 334-488-1385, 334-488-1385. Here's what we're looking for from shout-outs, by the way. Let us know where you are watching from. Of course, got to cheer on a team, got to cheer on a team member. 3-1 the count on Nick Como as we're in the bottom of the first. And 2 if you're watching from some unique spot, you know, where you might not normally watch a baseball game, the bowling alley, the restaurant, sitting in traffic. Toss that in there, too. 334-488-1385. Count even 2 apiece. Nick Como leading things off for center fielder Drew Vandelstein batting in the 2 spot. He's the shortstop on the outside part of the plate, and Como fan to begin the first. 1 away. Anthony Talpa, the pitcher, batting third. Third baseman Stephon Hart in the 4 spot. TJ Rodier is the second baseman batting fifth. First baseman Riley Stoller in the 6th spot. Sean Varmer batting 7th. Drew Bettinger is the catcher batting 8th. Anton Grooms in right batting 9th. Strike on the outside part of the plate to Vandelstein. Chris Dorothy, the left fielder, batting 10th. Nick Lucas, the 11th hitter, and Jake Jones in the 12th spot. And Vandelstein in some pain. And again, I'm directly behind home plate. Don't know if he got popped or if he just turned in an awkward way when he fell, but the officials are going to confirm. The coach coming out of the dugout, I think, contending he indeed did get popped with the pitch. The officials talking, and we will see if Vandelstein will head to first or if he'll take another pitch from C.J. Predmore. And now officials, after conferring, saying, no, neither one of us saw him get hit. So in the box, Vandelstein will stay again. And thanks for the shout-outs coming in. We'll get to them in just a moment. It was a last-minute substitution, me doing the game. So I'm reading handwriting that, yeah, it's a lot better than mine, but not that great. Rolled towards third. Rocket over to first by Tyler Williams, but not in time to get Vandelstein. It'll be an infield single to get Vandelstein aboard. So a base runner on, 1 gone for Anthony Talpa. But if there are mispronunciations or just butchering it all together, you feel free to bring it to my attention. Anthony Talpa stepping in with a base runner aboard and 1 gone. Here in the bottom of the first, strike on the outside part of the plate to Talpa. The defense for East Lakeland. C.J. Predmore on the hill behind the plate. Timmy Douglas at first. Carson Richardson. Julian Franzino is at second. Shortstop is Keegan Golden. Tyler Williams at third. The outfield, Isaiah Pena in left. The center fielder, Delshawn Smith. And Hunter Calder is in right. 1-1 shot. It is dumped into right field. That is a base hit. Breaking towards the bag at second was Franzino, and that created a little bit of a gap. Now putting on the brakes, Vandelstein. He will be tagged out at second. Safe to begin with, but stayed off the bag while trying to get back to it and avoid the tag of Keegan Golden at short, and he will be tagged out for out number 2 as Anthony Talpa is the base runner at first. Second base hit in the inning, but just a base runner on and 2 gone. And Stephon Hart steps in. TJ Rodier moving to the on-deck circle, knocked towards the gap. Same spot that brought in a run in the top part of the first. Will it bring in a run in the bottom part? Talpa putting on the brakes at third. It's a double for Hart. And Brooksville with a couple of base runners in scoring position for TJ Rodier, but there's 2 gone. So TJ's got to produce a 2-out something to tie this one up in the bottom part of the inning. And Hart double, the third base hit here in the bottom of the first. Into the strike zone, 1-0. Couple of base runners on in the bottom of the first. Riley Stoller moves to the on-deck circle. Low with the pitch to even the count up. 334-488-1385 to send shout-outs. This one says, good job, Isaiah Pena. Another, let's go number 3, Isaiah Pena, East Lakeland. Love Mom. Back to the screen after the swing, 1-2 on Rodier. Go Brooksville from Dylan Schatzel. Watching in Brooksville. Thanks very much, Dylan, for watching the coverage. See, that's how you do it. 334-488-1385. Toss winds up against the screen. In from third comes Talpa, but he will turn around and go back to the bag because Rodier got a piece of it. Fouled it off. Didn't wind up next to the screen of its own accord. On the outside part of the plate, caught looking Rodier. Second K in the bottom of the first for Predmore. base runners left aboard at second and third as Predmore delivers with 17 pitches to shut down Brooksville in the bottom of the first. We head to the second, 1-0 East Lakeland.
Southern to serve to begin this return. He's got running room. Infield kicks it in. 40. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
One right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley. Now he's playing the game. She's been the head coach. But she's done her part for the season.
We head to the top of the second. Julian Franzino starting things off. Wyatt Fritz, B.J. Hayes due up in the inning, too. A 1-0 advantage. East Lakeland planting a run in the top part of the inning. Douglas comes in on the RBI double by Predmore. Opening Talpa pitch in the second outside of the strike zone. Right-hander awaits Franzino. Wide stance, left knee bent in just a bit. Just a little bit high with the toss, 2-0. Your first inning numbers: 1 hit, 3 left on, 1 run plates for East Lakeland. 3 hits, 2 left aboard. Nobody scores in the bottom of the inning for Brooksville. Outside of the strike zone again, 3-0. Talpa walked 2 in the first, walked Douglas and Williams. Had more strikeouts than walks, though. Fanned Golden, Smith, and Richardson. By the way, need to make you aware that when the T-ball game that is not in progress yet gets underway, we're all consuming the same bandwidth. So if there is buffering issues or your screen does that Jay Giles thing, freeze frame, then hit the refresh button and hopefully everything will iron out. I don't know if it is weather related or just the abnormal volume of use, but having some bandwidth issues tonight. Strike on the outside part of the plate to Franzino. And the count goes 3-1. Wyatt Fritz, B.J. Hayes due up in the inning, 2. Count full after the swing and miss by Franzino. Nobody yet here thinking about Oxford, Alabama yet, but you win the biggest piece of hardware here. That's where you will travel to. Up in the northern part of the state, just out of Anniston. I guess it is the foothills of something. Smokies, Appalachians. Not mountainous, but hilly. Starting to get that mountain feel. Payoff pitch. That misses, but barely. And walk number 3 issued by Talpa as Franzino gets on. So a base runner on here in the second. Looked like Blue was about to ring him up. That body language looked like it was almost going to be a K, but instead walked to first as Franzino. A conversation with Talpa. This paid off in the first inning. Coach came out, had a conversation with Talpa, and Talpa followed by striking out Golden, Smith, and Richardson. But apparently that's going to be it for Talpa. He pitches a little better than 30, and he's done. So Talpa will last 8 at-bats, issue 3 walks, strikes out 3, hits 1, gives up a hit and a run, and will leave with a new guy coming in, and that new guy is Anton Grooms. So Grooms taken to the hill. We'll get all the numbers for you on Talpa right after we break on JockJive.
Infield, kicks it in, 40, got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley, 20 in the game. Well, she's been the head coach, but she's done her part for the season.
Anton Grooms, the new pitcher here in the top part of the second. After Talpa, Anthony Talpa faces 8, 3 strikeouts, 3 walks, a hit given up, 1 hit batsman. Allowed a run, but the runner on at first, Franzino, the responsibility of Talpa. And we go to the left-hander. Grooms delivering in the dirt, and on his way to second safely is Franzino. Still trying to get a look at the numbers on the back of the right fielder. There he turns. It is Varmer, Sean Varmer, who is now in right field for Brooksville. Back in the good old days. Okay, maybe not so good, but very old days. You had numbers on the front and back side of the jerseys. Now, a lot of times just the back. So until they turn their back, can't see who is out in this particular case in right field. Into the dirt. And it is 3-0 on Fritz. B.J. Hayes on deck. Dixie Youth Baseball Majors here on JockJive.com. That one out of the strike zone, too. And Franzino will go to third. Fritz will be given the walk. Heads to first. Base runners on the corners with nobody away. B.J. Hayes, an RBI opportunity at third. Luis De Jesus moving to the on-deck circle. 5 in a row now outside of the strike zone, and that has Fritz on his way to second. Fritz was trying to bait a throw from Bittinger. He wanted the throw. He could get to second, but wanted the throw in hopes of trying to get Franzino home. And finally, Fritz will wind up at second. Couple of base runners in scoring position. Rolls to the backstop. Bittinger able to get to it quickly. Quick move by Bittinger. Got there and Grooms was covering, so had Franzino gone, he could very well have been out. Wise decision not to. Couple of pitches outside of the strike zone. 6 straight missing for Grooms. Nobody out, top of the second. Luis De Jesus. Right. Batting here in the top part of the second. There's one into the zone for Grooms. Well, it takes a little while to get that rhythm. Grooms says, "I've got it now, coach." Left-hander steps up onto the bump. Right-hander B.J. Hayes awaits. It is low, it is inside, and the bases are full. That is walk number 5 by Brooksville pitching. And runners are at first, second, and third for Luis De Jesus. And that's going to do it for Grooms. So Talpa faced 8, Grooms faces 3, walks each. And there's a new guy on the hill, T.J. Rodier, coming to the plate. So we will be back 60 seconds from now and see what Rodier's got on JockJive.com.
Sumter to serve to begin this inning. He's got running room. Infield kicks it in. 40. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley. Now 20 in the game. She's been the head coach. But she's done her part for the season.
Base is full, new pitcher on the hill. And that new pitcher was T.J. Rodier. Grooms face 2, walk them both. Walk Fritz and Hayes. So he faces 2, no strikeouts, 2 walks, no hits given up. But he is responsible for a couple of base runners. Outside of the strike zone, 1 and 2 to Luis De Jesus. Bases loaded, top of the second, 1-0 East Lakeland lead, but East Lakeland threatening to tack on more. Talpa started. Grooms came in. Rodier now pitching for Brooksville. Only 1 base hit for East Lakeland thus far in the game. That was the double by Predmore in the first that drove in Timmy Douglas. But it's tosses outside of the strike zone that have cost Brooksville, and there's another walk as Luis De Jesus is walked. The bases loaded walk produces an RBI, and the bases are still full as East Lakeland leads it 2-0. Hunter Calder, the 12-hitter, coming to the plate. Wide again from Rodier. Talpa got the start. Walk 3. Grooms walks 2. De Jesus walked by Rodier, so that is walk number 6 for Brooksville as this foul back. Oh, we got a camera that is right against the screen of the backstop, which was situated there for T-ball. Not anticipating Majors baseball. Swing and a miss. And Rodier may be finding his groove. It's 1-2 on Calder. One ball, couple of strikes. Top of the order awaits on deck. That is Timmy Douglas. Wide with a pitch to even the count up at 2. Well, don't forget about Facebook and Twitter. That's where we keep you updated on everything that we are doing. Score schedules, so much more. If there are weather delays, you find out about it first. Low with a pitch, 3-2. Well, close to first. Dixie Youth officials know it. Probably some of the East Lakeland admin, and then we, then you. And I mentioned coming in, I've been mentioning this on T-ball, but not on the Majors field, as it is fouled out of play by Calder. But we would like to get to 10,000 likes by the end of the summer. Got a short-term goal of 9,200 likes. That would require 2 people. There's a swing and a miss, and Calder is struck out for out number 1. Back to the top of the order we go as Timmy Douglas steps in. By the way, we can close the books on starting pitcher Anthony Talpa for Brooksville with a Franzino run coming in. He will face 8, strikeout 3, walk 3, as that one is hit to Vandelstein at short. Throw on to first, not in time. The 6-4 put out will take De Jesus off the base path. Fritz comes in to score. Hayes at third. Timmy Douglas at second. They'll make that at first. So Douglas just avoiding the double play. Throw goes to third and in a rundown. That is B.J. Hayes, and Hayes cannot get back. Over to cover the bag at third is the shortstop Drew Vandelstein, and he is able to tag out a B.J. Hayes that could not get back safely to the bag there. We go to the bottom of the second. 3-zip East Lakeland. Brooksville coming to bat with Stoller, Varman, and Bettinger after the break.
Infield, kicks it in, 40, got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley, play of the game. Well, she's been the head coach, but she's done her part for the season.
We head to the bottom part of the second. Riley Stalner starting things off for Brooksville. Sean Varmer, Drew Bettinger due up in the inning, too. A 3-0 advantage East Lakeland, but Brooksville has actually out-hit East Lakeland with 3 hits in the first. But you're going to win games. It's not about having more hits, although often that produces more runs. It's about having that bigger number on the run side of the scoreboard. Right-hander Riley Stalner facing C.J. Predmore as we begin the bottom part of the second. It is a 6-inning game, by the way. Have confirmed such, so it goes 6, unless, of course, you implement a mercy rule. 15 after 3, 10 after 4. Caught the inside part of the plate, then had Stalner bouncing away from the plate, but Predmore able to drop it in, and the count evens up at 1 apiece. By the way, I was talking about Facebook as we were going into the break. Inside pitch, 2-1. Trying to get to 10,000 likes by the end of the summer and 9,200 before I leave tonight. Heading back up to the southern part of Alabama tonight and get ready for some stuff we're doing this weekend, as that one is swung on and missed. Count evens up 2 apiece on Stalner. And here's all we need to get to 9,200 tonight. 2. Open up a brand new browser. 2. Liking JockJive. That one drops into the strike zone, and Stalner caught looking for out number 1. One away for Sean Varner. Nobody aboard, bottom of the second. Drew Bettinger, followed by Anton Grooms. But if you'll do that, put JockJive Sports in the search engine. Like us. Again, open a brand new browser. It'll close out the one that's got the game coverage, and then get right back to watching the game. And plus, you can hear the audio. Of course, I realize it's a little more enjoyable to turn down the audio and watch the game. Low pitch, 3-0. But if you'll like us and follow us, we will thank you. Score schedules and more, rain and weather delays, which there have been plenty of in this one and in the tournament we've got going on. You get those updates. 3-0 pitch into the zone. Taking was Varner and delivering was Predmore. World Series in Oxford, Alabama, bringing the best 12 teams in the country to Alabama. Another strike to Varner. And the count full. 3 balls, couple of strikes. Fouled off. And the count will remain 3-2 with the second payoff pitch coming from Predmore. I mentioned other stuff coming up this week. Thursday, we head to Troy, Alabama, and do the Alabama AAA state tournament. Inside pitch and the walk is handed to Varner. That is the first walk given up by Predmore. And Brooksville with a base runner on as Drew Bettinger heads to the plate. Anton Grooms on deck. Showing bunt. Bettinger thinking about a little small ball to move the base runner over. Just out of the strike zone, and there's some East Lakeland fans who thought that might have been just into the strike zone. Outside. 2-0 on Bettinger. We were going to do the Ozone tournament this weekend as well in Andalusia, Alabama, but they've got internet issues. There's a strike delivered, 2-1. And obviously, if you're going to stream games, internet is a key ingredient. So we'll just be doing the AAA up in Troy starting on Thursday night. Also on Friday, we're in Birmingham, Alabama for SWAC Media Day. It is rolled towards third, scooped up by Williams. Over to first, gets the out. Varner goes to second, but he's there with 2 gone. Two gone for Anton Grooms. Varner at second, trying to become the first Brooksville run of the contest. And then, of course, coming up on Saturday, we head to Mariana for the AAA and O-Zone state tournaments. And there's catcher's interference. Anton Grooms will go to first. Timmy Douglas sticking that mid out in front of the stick of Grooms. So a couple of base runners on. First and second. By the way, I mentioned internet issues. We've had them tonight. Just not quite the appropriate bandwidth. And if there is buffering, please hit refresh. We will do what we can to have what you need back shortly. And, of course, when the T-ball game ends, we'll be able to absorb that extra bandwidth and should correct any problems we're having here. Strike delivered to Chris Dorothy. Nick Lucas moving to the on-deck circle. When you get to the third for East Lakeland, it's the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. And speaking of hit, Chris Dorothy in pain as he gets popped. And the bases all loaded up. Varner goes to third. Grooms is at second. Dorothy, the base runner, at first. East Lakeland had Isaiah Pena. And now Brooksville. Dorothy still shaking it off, walking down the first base line. Holding that tricep area of the left arm. Meanwhile, East Lakeland taking the opportunity to gather on the hill. Blue steps in, breaks it up. Bases loaded. Purple everywhere. First, second, and third for Brooksville. Nick Lucas trying to drive in the first Brooksville runs of the game. How do these two teams get here? East Lakeland beating HYL Ridge Manor, then losing to South Sumter. Meanwhile, Brooksville beating Fort Meade, losing to South Sumter as well. Two teams that have been the victims of South Sumter. Outside of the strike zone, 2-0 to Lucas. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 away, bases full. Brooksville threatening here in the bottom part of inning number 2. On the outside part of the plate, 2-1. Well, it's been consistently wide, and personally, I'm cool with an up that may have a little wide strike zone if it is consistently so, and that's where that one was. Swing and a miss, breaking pitch. Lucas swinging over the pitch. More shout-outs. This one says, go Christopher, Mom loves you. Thanks, Mom, for watching the coverage. You want to see 334-488-1385. 334-488-1385. Rolls away from Douglas. Douglas tracking it down. Nobody will advance. At third is Varner. Grooms at second. Dorothy, the base runner, at first. 9:27 on a Tuesday night here in East Lakeland. Well, what we do know is we're not going to play beyond 11 o'clock. Lights go out at 11. We learned that last night. So if the game hasn't wrapped up by 11, it ain't gonna tonight. And there is the walk that is issued to Nick Lucas and results in the first Brooksville run of the game. The bases loaded walk. East Lakeland benefiting from a bases-loaded walk, and now Brooksville does the same. As Lucas is given the free pass, Varner will come in and score. Grooms to third, Dorothy now at second, Lucas at first for Jake Jones. Top of the order awaits on deck. On the inside part of the plate, strike one to Jones. Bottom of the second, 2 gone, bases full. 3-1 East Lakeland lead. Chopped on by Jones. Pena, Predmore, and Williams when you get to the East Lakeland third. Predmore, right-hander, long wait, steps off the bump. Well, I heard some of the youngsters talking in the board meeting room a day or so back about the socks that Anthony Crum was talking about, our play-by-play guy over on field 1. Inside with a pitch, and there I see the candy cane look. Or is that the American flag look? That's maybe a combo package. When they turn, it's got the American flag look, as you see the stars in the blue on the back side of the socks. On the front side, it's the stripes. So, hey, you know, it could be interchangeable socks. As a strike is delivered on the inside part of the plate. Expose the stripes at Christmas time, and here around the 4th of July, we look at the stars in the blue. 3-1 score, Brooksville on the board as we go to the third. You are watching the Dixie Youth Baseball Major State Tournament on JockJive.
Southern to serve to begin this time. He's got running room. Infield kicks it in. 40. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley. Now with 20 in the game. Oh, she's been the head coach. But she's done her part for the season.
We enter the top of the third and the top of the order. The number 2 hitter, Isaiah Pena, a fly ball left field, and this one will leave the park. Isaiah Pena with a solo home run to begin the third. And boy, am I glad there's no longer a white van parked right about that spot. Isaiah Pena with a solo home run to begin the third for East Lakeland. And that lead will again expand to 3. St. Predmore and Tyler Williams due up in the inning, too. A 4-1 contest. All home run balls, by the way, become the possession of its hitter, encased in a case provided by Dixie Youth Baseball. By the way, kudos. Haven't done that lately. Kudos to all those who make this event happen. The staff here at East Lakeland, maintenance crews, the organizers of the event, the league president. Also, thank you very much to Dixie Youth Baseball, Tony Smith, the state director. Brian Cox was here in East Lakeland when the tournament got underway. Brian, you've missed a lot of the rain, though. He left, I think it was on Sunday, or maybe Monday morning. Coach Bettinger of Brooksville out to talk with the official. And based on the movement of the umpire, it appears that there is a conversation about the bat rather. And that is the reason apparently that we have a stoppage in play, and that's to determine if indeed the stick of C.J. Predmore is one that is allowable by Dixie Youth Baseball. And Coach Bettinger requesting that the officials examine, and I'm sure that, well, there's Sam out, the official, out to examine the bat. So Sam is checking out the bat, and he's made his decision. And the official will come over, show Bettinger the bat, and apparently some information on the bat that may make it official, and it's back into the hands of Predmore. So C.J. Predmore, who had the RBI double in the first, will come back to the batter's box with a stick that has been deemed as legal. Tyler Williams moving to the on-deck circle after the appeal from Brooksville. Swing and a miss. Four-1 contest, top of the third. Predmore batting, bases cleared. Pena has popped one out of the park, out of the strike zone. Count evens up one apiece. A ball, a strike on Predmore. Tyler Williams waiting for an opportunity next. Fouled out of play, 1-2. Don't forget shout-outs, 334-488-1385, 334-488-1385. When you send them, root on a team member, wrapped over towards third, trying to backhand it at third at Hart, and it will travel into left. Predmore trying to turn one into two, and he will slide. Well, I am not privy to the official scorekeeper. Not sure if that would be charged as an E5 or a base hit. Based on the fact that he needed a backhand and really never got much of a mitt on it, we will credit Predmore with a single. Turns it into two with the slow throw in. And a base runner in scoring position for East Lakeland here in the top of the third. Tyler Williams with a walk his last plate appearance. I want to mention the socks of East Lakeland. Not all East Lakeland players with the classic look, the knee-highs and the socks. Some are donning the modern style. On the outside part of the plate to Tyler Williams. T.J. Roddier came in the second, pitching here in the third. Gave up the home run ball to Pena. And then Predmore gets on with a single. Third base hit of the game for East Lakeland. And Roddier then delivering with not one but now two strikes on Williams. Keegan Golden next. Here is the 0-2 offering. Tyler Williams wide with the pitch from Rodier. One ball, two strikes. Big cut, no contact. Williams out number one. Throw goes down to second. Predmore able to get back safely. And there's one away. That is the fifth strikeout for Brooksville pitching. Keegan Golden, a strikeout victim in the first. He was one of three fanned by the starting pitcher, Anthony Talpa. High with a pitch. Ball one to Golden. Well, I talked about all the stuff coming up this weekend. Rest of the summer, still busy. Dixie baseball, their World Series and majors and pre-majors. Scooped up at third by Hart, over to first, gets Golden on the 5-3 putout. Predmore will go to third, but he's there with two away. Two gone, base runner at third for Delshawn Smith. Smith struck out in the first, batting here in the third. Carson Richardson to the on-deck circle. Low with the pitch. Ball one. But Dixie Baseball's Final Four in the majors and pre-majors. We will be in Cleveland, Mississippi. Swing and a miss. Strike two on Smith. In Cleveland for the Pitch Machine World Series. Of course, already mentioned the World Series there in Oxford. Also out in Ephrata, Washington for the Babe Ruth World Series. On the outside part of the plate, 1-2. One ball, couple of strikes on Smith. Carson Richardson hoping for an opportunity here in the third. Brooksville trying to push Richardson back to the fourth. Fouled out of play. So a busy summer, and after the busy summer wraps up, busy fall and winter. Got confirmation today of the ACCC Game of the Week. It'll be back. High with a pitch. Even at 2 on Smith. That should start in late August. Great American Rivalries starting in West Virginia on the 25th. Georgia Military College football starts August 24th in Milledgeville, Georgia. SWAC football, Tuskegee football. SWAC soccer and volleyball as well. GCAA. Possibility of a game of the week. Otherwise, basketball, softball, and football. Georgia Highlands College softball. Real busy year. More reasons to come back to JockJive.com. Smith able to get just a piece of it to stay alive. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. 4-1 East Lakeland lead in the third. Hit to short. Valstein's got it over to first. Throw just a little bit off its mark, and Predmore will come in and score. That is Predmore who scores. And it's a 5-1 East Lakeland lead. E6 gets Smith on as Carson Richardson bats. Fouls it off against the screen. Julian Franzino on deck. Top of the third. It's now a 5-1 advantage. East Lakeland building their largest lead of the game against Brooksville. An elimination game. If you want to keep those hopes alive of playing in the World Series, then you got to win this one. 1 hour, 4 minutes in. Brush back pitch. Don't know that it was intended to do so, but Richardson will step backwards. Just a piece of it, 1-2. Top of the third, 5-1 East Lakeland lead. Hit towards first, that will be. And heading back to the plate is Richardson. Well, we were in Sebring last week for the AA Pitch Machine Tournament. South Sumter winning it all. Congratulations to South Sumter. Here in East Lakeland this week, South Sumter still in the hunt in both T-ball and majors. Popped up, center field, and there the catch will be made by Nick Como. Carson Richardson out number 3. 6 go to the plate, 2 coming in score, 1 left on, and 3 go down. We have played 2.5. We're headed to the bottom of the third. It is the top of the order due up when we return. Como, Vandelstein, and Talpa here on JockJive.com.
Southern to serve to begin this return. He's got running room. Infield kicks it in. 40. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley. Now 20 in the game. Well, she's been the head coach, so she's done her part for the season.
Time them up now, come on. Got him. Step out till your coach gets there.
Top of the order in the bottom of the third, Nick Como leading things off. Got a piece of it, fouls it back into the mid of Timmy Douglas. Strike 1, Drew Vandelstein. Anthony Talpa due up in the inning 2. Shout out says, way to go Isaiah number 3 for your first home run. Let's go East Lakeland from a very proud mom. Thanks, Mom, for the shout out. Into the strike zone on the inside part of the plate. 2-strike count on Como. Well, the game being played on the adjoining field, South Sumter with a 13-7 advantage over Frostproof. South Sumter has hit 6 home runs. And they have certainly... Strike 3, brought in right down the middle, and Como is fanned by Predmore. One away here in the bottom of the third for Drew Vandelstein. Vandelstein with a single in the first, tagged out at second. Anthony Talpa moving to the on-deck circle. 4-run lead. Bottom of the third, toss is low. Well, that probably is Vanelstein. Outside of the strike zone, 2-0. Here's the 2-0 offering. It is too low, 3-0. East Lakeland planting runs every inning. Got one in the first, two in the second, two in the third. Brooksville with a run in the second. Into the strike zone, 3-1 on Vanelstein. On the outside part of the plate, Vanelstein was on his way to first, but he'll have to make the U-turn and get back into the box. And away to payoff pitch from C.J. Predmore. Here is the 3-2 offering. Predmore, long look to pitcher Timmy Douglas. And that toss is low. Vanelstein will get on. So a base runner aboard for Brooksville here in the bottom of the third. Anthony Talpa coming to the plate. Stephon Hart moves to the on-deck circle. When you get to the fourth for East Lakeland, as that one is fouled off, 0-1. Julian Franzino, Wyatt Fritz, B.J. Hayes all due up. All-star game in Major League Baseball. It's that break about midway through the season. And the Classic in progress. Had an opportunity about, well, I guess it was about 4, maybe 5 years ago to do some World Series baseball in Grand Junction, Colorado. And there's this kid by the name of Bryce Harper. As that one is shot in foul territory towards the cars on the hill. About a week or two later, after his appearance there in the World Series in Grand Junction, #1 draft in Major League Baseball, and of course you know the rest of the story. And that pitch will pop Talpa. And Talpa giving Predmore a look as he walks to the bag. And a couple of base runners are on. Runners at first and second, one away. Stephon Hart coming up. And now Blue with the conversation with Bettinger. And Bettinger will now go over to the other bag and may have a conversation with Talpa. Yep. So maybe a few words or an errant look exchanged on the way. Not sure. But I will have to admit that the Talpa body language suggested that there might have been something going on after getting hit by the pitch and walking down to first. Conversation over between coach and player. Into the box steps Hart. Couple of base runners on. And first and second, Talpa is at first. Vanelstein, the base runner, in second. T.J. Rodier moving to the on-deck circle. Inside pitch, and that one bangs up against the umpire. Timmy Douglas able to retrieve, but not before Vanelstein goes to third. Talpa at second. So a couple of base runners in scoring position and an opportunity for Brooksville to slice into the 4-run lead. Brooksville has had base runners. Getting base runners has not been an issue. Left a couple on in the first, left 3 on in the second. And again here in the third has base runners aboard. Both teams with 3 hits each. Right down the middle, 2-1. Stephon Hart with a double in the first. He is 1 for 1 on the day. 2-1 offering, fouled out of play. Stephon Hart with a double in the first. TJ Roddier to the on-deck circle. Talpa is at second. Vandelstein, the base runner, at third. And Brooksville with an excellent opportunity here in the bottom part of the third to cut into the 4-run lead. It is brought right down the middle. And Stephon Hart fan, that is K number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for Predmore. And there's 2 gone for TJ Roddier. Roddier, a strikeout victim in the first. Sends this one right up the middle, gets by Predmore into center field. Vandelstein will come in and score. Holding at third is Talpa. TJ Roddier with an RBI single that makes it a 5-2 game. Runners at first and third. Roddier is at first. Talpa, the base runner, at third for Riley Stoller. Stoller struck out looking in the second. He is 0 for 1. Sean Varner moves to the on-deck circle. Brooksville picking up their 4th base hit of the game. Fights it off over towards foul territory in the first base dugout. Riley Stoller with Roddier and Talpa aboard. On the inside part of the plate, 0-2. Douglas looking towards third. Talpa staying put there. Majors baseball, you cannot steal. Foul out of play. Or at least you cannot leave first until the ball crosses home plate. It is the ozone division that observes all of the, or at least most of, the regular baseball rules with leadoffs and the like. Throw goes down to first, and that will ricochet off Roddier, bringing in Talpa from third. And Roddier motoring his way to third. He will be there when the feet first slide. And it's the E2 that brings in another Brooksville run. Now a 5-3 game here in the bottom of the third. And coach out of the dugout to talk with his team. Well, you got until 11 o'clock tonight. It is just before 10. It has taken 1 hour, 19 minutes to get to the bottom of the third. If it takes the same amount of time to get to the bottom of the sixth, this one ain't going to wrap up tonight unless somebody adjusted the turn-off switch for the lights at 11 p.m. Conversation over. Back to their respective positions All the East Lakeland All-Stars, Brooksville All-Stars have trimmed into the lead with a couple of runs plating. Here in the bottom of the third, Riley Stoller chops it. That one comes up empty. The swing and the miss is out. Number 3. One is stranded, but 2 coming in score. And a 4-run lead heading into the bottom of the third turns into a 2-run advantage for East Lakeland going to the 4th.
Southern to serve to begin this one. He's got running room. Infield kicks it in. 40. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley. Now with 20 in the game. Well, she's been the head coach. But she's done her part for the season.
Leading off the top part of the fourth, Julian Franzino, and he will deposit it into center field. Another leadoff home run. Isaiah Pena did it in the third. Julian Franzino does it in the fourth. Solo home run extends the lead back to 3 for East Lakeland as Julian Franzino delivers. Wyatt Fritz moving to the on-deck circle, and then from there to the batter's box to the on-deck circle goes B.J. Hayes, or actually Douglas, that's right. After you get through with the first time through the rotation, you lop off the bottom 3 batters. Into left field, and the catch made there by Chris Dorothy. Wyatt Fritz is out 1. One away as we head back to the top of the order. Timmy Douglas coming to the plate. He has walked and he is ground out, 0 for 1. Isaiah Pena moving to the on-deck circle. South Sumter has beaten Frostproof 17-5. That was make that 17-7 in a 5-inning game. So South Sumter will advance to tomorrow's championship unbeaten. And one of these 2 teams will battle them for the title and hope for an if game. If you come out of the loser's bracket, if you are South Sumter, you have no desire to play in an if game. Strike delivered to Timmy Douglas. Walked and scored a run in the first, driven in on the C.J. Predmore double, and then hit into a 6-4 in the second. Outside of the strike zone. 3-1. Count runs full, 3-2. Three balls, couple of strikes. Douglas, the right-hander, awaits. Popped up over into foul territory, trying to make the over-the-shoulder catch. Riley Staller, but it will drop into the grass. And back into the box for another payoff is Douglas. Well, now the official saying 2 balls, 2 strikes, so not a full count. And now the other umpire saying 2-2. So the question from Douglas, was it full? I thought it was full. But the umpire with the clicker at first says no, it's even at 2. Foul back out of play. Every day of this tournament, T-ball and majors, Mother Nature has wreaked havoc on games played as Douglas is fanned. And there's 2 away. Today, very little in the way of rain. It was lightning that postponed things. And I say that because there's still that 11 o'clock issue. I don't know if because of the lights going out at 11 last night means that kind of a waiver of sorts will allow them to stay on beyond 11 tonight, or if that's still cut off. 2 gone for Isaiah Pena. Pena hit by a pitch in the first, had a solo home run to lead off the third. 1 for 1. C.J. Predmore next. The Brooksville fourth starts with Varner, Bittinger, and Grooms, 7, 8, and 9. Two one pitch into the dirt. 3-1 on Pena. Well, the South Sumter and Sebring game is in the 4th in T-ball baseball. Let's see if I can figure out, based on the scoreboard, who is leading in that one. It would be South Sumter, leading at 20-8 in the 4th. Walk issued to Pena, and the base runner aboard. And a 2-out walk has a runner on for East Lakeland. C.J. Predmore, 2 for 2. He's had a single and a double, and doesn't look like a pitching change. Must be. No other reason to have warm-up tosses than it is. Valentine coming in to pitch. So the 4th pitcher of the evening stepping onto the bump for Brooksville. It's Valentine Talpa back onto the diamond as the shortstop. Back with more baseball from East Lakeland after the break.
Southern to serve to begin this return. He's got running room. Infield kicks it in. 40. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
One right here on JockJive.com.
Drew Valentine, the new pitcher. It is Talpa that moves to short. First pitch, Predmore deposits it right up against the fence. Looks to Talpa, who is playing short, dives back into the bag at first. That is the third base hit of the game for Predmore. It's got Pena at third and a couple of base runners on for East Lakeland. Here with 2 away in the top of the fourth. The numbers on Roddy are TJ faces 12, striking 2 walks, giving up 3 hits. Thus far, charged with 3 runs, but the one at third, Pena, would be his responsibility. Lifted into foul territory and out of play. In T-ball, West Seminoles already punched their ticket. They are into the championship game and are sitting back waiting to see who will be the victor in the South Sumter Sebring game. That game has gone into the fourth. It is a 20-10 game, which means South Sumter has got to be shut down 1-2-3 in the top of the fourth, or that game will wrap up a South Sumter victory. Strike on the inside part of the plate. Had Williams doing a dance move to try to get out of the way. 0-2 on Tyler Williams, who has walked and struck out. Pena and Predmore on. Keegan Golden on deck. Swing and a miss. And out goes Tyler Williams. Second time he's been struck out in as many at-bats. 6-3, the lead belongs to East Lakeland. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Brooksville coming to bat.
Sumter to serve to begin this one. He's got running room. Infield kicks it in. 40. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley. Now with 20 in the game. She's been the head coach, but she's done her part for the season.
We head to the bottom of the fourth. Sean Varner starting things off. Drew Brettinger. Anton Grooms coming to the plate as well. A 3 East Lakeland lead in an elimination game. One of these two teams will advance to take on a tough South Sumter, and not only have they got to take them on, they've got to take them on twice if they're going to win the title, and beat them twice if you're going to win the state championship. Six-3 advantage here. Varner with a walk and a run scored his previous at-bat. Wrapped over towards second. Picked up by Franzino. Over to first with a throw. And there's one away. Drew Bettinger, Anton Grooms to follow. Game slated for 6 in the fourth. Into the strike zone to Bettinger, who wrapped into a 5-3. Right-hander doing an excellent job behind the plate. Batting from the right side of the plate, facing C.J. Predmore. Another one into the strike zone. And quickly in an 0-2 hole is Bettinger. More shout-outs. This one says, way to go, Isaiah. Hit towards first. And tagging out the runner is Carson Richardson. Well, Bettinger doing a little bit of a dance move to try to get out of the way, or at least prolong the agony of an out. Got tagged out over at first as Anton Grooms comes to the plate. Well, keeping you abreast of the time, 10:15 here in the Eastern Time Zone. And again, if we've got a deadline of 11 o'clock, we might be hitting that. So I don't know if that's again when the lights may go out in East Lakeland. Anton Grooms, the benefactor of a catcher's interference call. Got him aboard in the second. Made his way to third and stranded there. Top of the fifth, Golden, Smith, and Richardson coming to the plate for East Lakeland. 0-2 on Grooms. Brooksville has used 4 pitchers. East Lakeland has used Predmore just a little wide with the toss. Predmore trying to get Grooms to chase on an 0-2. Here's the 1-2 offering. Slowly rolled to Predmore. He will field over to Richardson with a throw. And it is a 1-2-3-4. We go to the top of the fifth. East Lakeland leading it by 7 hitters coming up.
Sumter to serve to begin this time. He's got running room. Infield kicks it in. 40. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
One right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley. Now he's playing today. Well, she's been the head coach. But she's done her part for the season.
We enter the top of the fifth. Keegan Golden starting things off. Golden 0 for 2. He struck out, was the first out in the first inning. Middle out in the third, wrapping into the 5-3. Battlestein came in relief of T.J. Rodier. Phase 2. Gave up a hit, struck one out. Final numbers on Rodier, by the way, 12 he faced, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks, 3 hits given up, 3 runs. Into the strike zone to Golden. 0-1. More shout-outs. This one says, "We love you, Isaiah Pena," from, is that Tai, Winnie, and Tio? Or would it be TT, Winnie, and Tio? Or I guess it could be TT, Winnie, and Tio. But we're definitely glad all 3 are watching coverage tonight. Here from East Lakeland as we have made our way into the top of the fifth. Golden, Smith, and Richardson all facing Vinylstein. 5, 6, and 7 hitters here in the fifth. And it's all for the opportunity to take on South Sumter in the championship tomorrow. Popped up. Talpa drifting back. He'll make the catch, and there's one away. Nelshawn Smith to the plate, and of course the winner, as I mentioned, taking on South Sumter. And The one, the only Anthony Crum will be providing all the live play-by-play, and I know he's excited about covering the championship. 1 or 2 games tomorrow. Well, South Sumter would prefer 1 tomorrow, and whoever comes away victorious in this is preparing to play 2 tomorrow. Swing and a miss, 0-2 on Smith. Carson Richardson on deck, keeping up with the T-ball affair going on the diamond beside us. It is a 23-11 contest in the 5th there. Here a 6-3 advantage in the 5th. Right down the middle. Smith caught looking. And delivering with a strikeout is Vandelstein. That is his 2nd strikeout of the game. He's faced 4 and struck out half of them. And there's 2 away for Carson Richardson. Richardson 0 for 2. He has struck out and popped out. On the inside part of the plate, strike 1. Julian Francino moving to the on-deck circle. Bottom of the 5th, top of the order for Brooksville. Popped up over into foul territory. It will get out of play. Don't forget, DVD copies of every game available. $10 each, plus a nominal charge. No handling. We don't charge you for the handling. Just the shipping. Email info, info at JockJive.com, and we'll get you all updated on everything that we need from you to make that happen. Struck out is Richardson. It is a 3-up, 3-down, top part of the 5th. We have played 4.5, going to the bottom of the inning. Top of the order, Como, Vandelstein, and Talpa all due up for Brooksville.
Infield kicks it in, 40, got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
One right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley, now playing the game. She's been the head coach, so she's done her part for the season.
We head to the bottom of the 3rd, top of the order. Nick Como starting things off, facing C.J. Predmore. Predmore going the distance. Brooksville has gone to their pen 3 times. 4 pitchers used. Strike on the outside part of the plate to Como. He's been fanned twice. Once swinging in the 1st, once looking in the 3rd. And the count evens up at 1 each. Well, it looks like South Sumter has knocked off Sebring in T-ball. That is a 5-inning final. And as a result of the victory, South Sumter will again take on West Seminole. They played twice, once in pool play, once in bracket play. South Sumter hoping 3rd time's the charm. Of course, West Seminole hoping the same, that 3rd time turns into a championship. Rolled over towards first, scooped and tossed to Predmore, covering by Carson Richardson, but not in time, and Nick Como's got a leadoff infield single. So a base runner aboard. That is Como who gets on with hit number 5 in the game for Brooksville. Drew Vandelstein on the inside part of the plate, strike 1. Anthony Talpa moving to the on-deck circle. Hit to short. Nice job on the backhand by Golden. Goes to second and gets the out on the force out of Nick Como. That was a nice defensive play at short by Golden. Still a base runner at first, but now with one away for Anthony Talpa. Talpa has singled and been hit by a pitch. He is 1 for 1, plated a run. That one almost got him inside. And off to second goes Vandelstein in scoring position with one away. Stephon Hart moving to the on-deck circle. 6-3 contest, bottom of the 5th. Wrapped down the line into left field. Talpa with extra bases. He will produce a run. No, maybe not extra bases for Talpa. Took a big tumble at first. He had second on his mind and then tripped and fell at bag 1, and as a result had to hop up and stay put at first. It does drive in a run, though, as Vandelstein will score on what turns into an RBI single instead of an RBI double for Anthony Talpa. And that looks like that's going to do it for Predmore. So Predmore will exit in the 5th, working 4 1/3. We'll see who the new guy is. It appears to be Delshawn Smith. Coming to the mound, make that bottom of the 5th. Brooksville bringing the tying run to the plate when we return.
Sumter to serve to begin this inning. He's got running room. Infield kicks it in. 40. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley. Play of the game. Well, she's been the head coach. So she's done her part for the season.
Nice and easy, Dale. Ain't gonna hit you.
Bottom of the 5th, Stephon Hart coming to the plate. Anthony Talpa, the base runner at first. Vandelstein has come in and scored on Talpa's single to make it a 2-run contest here in the bottom of the 5th. T.J. Rottier moving to the on-deck circle. The new pitcher, it is Delshawn Smith. He and C.J. Predmore swap places. Predmore now out in center field as Smith comes to the hill. Predmore works 4 1/3, faced 24, struck out 7, walked 3, gave up 6 hits, and thus far 4 runs. The base runner at first would be his responsibility. He can still get the win, could not be charged with a loss, or it could be a no decision on his part, depending on what Brooksville does. On the outside part of the plate, 1-2 to Hart. Hart 1 for 2, has doubled and struck out. TJ Rodier moving to the on-deck circle. Here's the Smith pitch. It rolls towards the backstop. That's got Talpa on his way to second. Base runner in scoring position with 1 out. The lone out, the leadoff batter, Como, was taken out of the picture when Vandelstein wrapped into the 6-4. It's fouled back. 31 minutes away from 11 o'clock. And again, I'm not sure if rec people talked with the city and said, hey, leave the lights on after 11, or if the lights will go down at 11. Swing and a miss, goes back to the screen. Talpa goes to third. Hart, a strikeout victim, heads to the dugout, and there's 2 away. Two gone for TJ Rodier. Rodier is struck out and singled, 1 for 2. Struck out looking as the last out in the first. Had a 2-out single and got to third eventually in the third, but stranded there. Tying run at the plate in the bottom of the 5th with 2 away. Here's the Smith toss. Back to the screen. Talpa coming in from third, and he will score run number 5 for Brooksville on the wild pitch. And that means the books close now on Predmore. He allows 5 runs, 6 hits, 7 strikeouts, 3 walks in 4 1/3. 6-5 contest, bottom of the 5th. Rodier awaits the 2-0. It is too low. Three 3-0. Well, this is a game that's got to be played. It's a game that will not have one team conceding. As the walk is issued to Rodier. That is the 4th walk issued by East Lakeland pitching. Riley Stoller, couple of Ks coming to the plate. Varner to the on-deck circle. Well, again, question is, do you get the game in, or does darkness literally in play? 1 hour, 54 minutes into this one. Nearing the 2-hour mark with Riley Stoller, who has struck out both looking and swinging, taking a fastball right down the middle from Smith. Here's the 0-1 offering to Stoller. Sean Varner hoping for an opportunity in the 5th. In foul over towards third. And it is 0-2 on Riley Stoller. East Lakeland a run in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the third. Plated 1 in the 4th, went scoreless in the 5th. Brooksville, nothing in the first, 1 in the second. Plated a couple of runs in the third and have scored twice here in the 5th. One ball, couple of strikes. Here's the Smith pitch. Swung on, it is missed, and that is it for the Stoller at Pat. That's another one that got Blue, though, and that's why you get the reaction from Blue. How many pops can an umpire take during one at Pat? I don't know if there's any Guinness Book of World Records that has that total, but he took a few. Out goes Stoller, 2 will score. We head to the 6th. It's a 6-5 contest, and the advantage belongs to East Lakeland.
Sumter to serve to begin this He's got running room. Infield, kicks it in, 40. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley, now with 20 in the game. Long as he's been the head coach. Mercedes on her part for the season.
We head to the top of the sixth. Julian Franzino starting things off for East Lakeland. Wyatt Fritz, Timmy Douglas due up in the inning too. An East Lakeland squad that doesn't feel particularly comfortable with a one-run lead, hoping to tack on more. Brooksville hoping to keep it close and win it outright in the bottom part of the inning. 6-5 lead as we get into the sixth. Franzino, a walk and a home run. Socked the home run off of T.J. Roddier and was walked during the Talpa at-bat. Hit towards third, scooped up there by Hart. Fires too tall over at first, and the base runner is on, and the E5 puts him there. So East Lakeland with a base runner on at first. Compliments of the error committed by Hart. And Wyatt Fritz coming to the plate. Top of the order awaits on deck. That is Timmy Douglas. Fritz has walked and popped out. He's 0 for 1. Taking a look at your numbers through 5. 5 base hits, 7 left on. 1 error committed by East Lakeland. Through 5 for Brooksville. They have a total of 6 base hits, stranding 7, committing 1 error. That was through 5. Picked up their second error of the contest here in the top of the sixth. High pitch outside. Ball 2 to Fritz. Low inside, 3-0. And Bittinger asking for time and an opportunity to go talk to his pitcher, Vanelstein. Brooksville was hoping that this would be the inning in which they shut down East Lakeland, go to the bottom part of the inning and score the necessary runs to either tie it up or win it outright. And still obviously within the realm of possibility, but the count is 3-0 on Fritz. The base runner at first after the error is Franzino, and you've got the top of the order on deck. 3-0 pitch. Well, given the green light, Fritz on the 3-0. Fouls it out of play. Timothy Douglas on deck. A couple of home runs in this one. Isaiah Pena with 1. The other round tripper from the guy standing on first currently, Julian Franzino. Way high with a toss. Franzino goes to second, and the walk puts Fritz on at first. Base runners at first and second as we head back to the top of the order. Talpa got the starting nod, officially worked an inning. Grooms came in, phase 2. Then Rader followed. And now it is Vanelstein facing Timothy Douglas. A walk, a ground out, a strikeout. 0 for 2 is Douglas. scored a run after the walk and the C.J. Predmore double. Into the strike zone, and the count evens at 1. One ball, one strike, 2 aboard. Top part of the sixth inning game, unless hit towards third, but rolls into foul territory. Vandelstein and Hart with a little fender bender, trying to retrieve it in foul territory. Nothing major. Bumped into one another. Back to the plate comes Douglas. Back to second. Franzino at first. Fritz. Here is the 1-2 offering to Douglas. High into the air towards center field, and it's out of here. Third home run of the day. First one for Timmy Douglas. It's a 3-run shot and extends the lead to 4. And here comes Timmy Douglas to the home plate celebration. As the 3-run shot makes it a 9-5 advantage. Here's another guy that's popped one out of the park, Pena. Isaiah Pena hit by a pitch, homer, walked. Officially 1 for 1. Well, the game plan for Brooksville, keep it close. Tie it up or win it in the bottom part of the 6th. It's not that close anymore, a 4-run lead, but certainly not an insurmountable advantage. We have seen it time and time again. Coming back from much larger deficits, swing and a miss, and quickly in a hole is Pena. 0-2. Here's the 0-2, swung on and missed by Pena. One out for C.J. Predmore. Got the starting nod as the pitcher, worked 4 1/3. Relinquished the role to Smith. Steps into the batter's box, hoping for a 4 for 4 night. He has doubled, singled twice. Driven in a run, scored once. Tyler Williams on deck. Just a little tall with a toss, and the count evens up at 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out, 3 in on the one that went out, Timothy Douglas's home run. Low with the pitch. Well, if you're watching baseball late into a Tuesday evening, great to have you aboard here on JockJive.com. Don't forget about liking us on Facebook. Put JockJive Sports in the search engine. Following us on Twitter at JockJive. Got the 9200, by the way, so I guess I can now leave East Lakeland as we've got 9200 likes and then some. 3-1 pitch popped up right side. And a couple of guys trying to get to it, but the one that was backpedaling is the gentleman who was able to make the catch, second baseman T.J. Rodier. Predmore out 2. Tyler Williams, who has walked and struck out twice, is next. Too far inside on Williams. He walked in the first, struck out swinging in the 3rd and 4th. Another inside toss. Well, South Sumter already in. They have punched their ticket for the championship. Into center field, the 2-out base hit for Tyler Williams. That is the 7th East Lakeland hit of the game. And Williams on for Keegan Golden. And apparently that is it for Valentine. Stephon Hart will be given a try. The third baseman steps onto the bump as we return with the top of the sixth and the fifth pitcher of the day for Brooksville after the break.
Southern to serve to begin this time. He's got running room. Infield kicks it in. 40. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley. Now with 20 in the game. Well, she's been the head coach, but she's done her part for the season.
Well, we've just been given confirmation we can play till midnight. They have confirmed the lights won't go out at 11. They will go out at midnight. So we've got an hour 15. But I'm kind of hoping we don't take all the time that is allotted and get to midnight. Toss goes low, and Williams will head to second. So a base runner in scoring position for Keegan Golden. The new pitcher, Stephon Hart. Talpa has moved to third, and Valentine has moved back to short. Valentine, 2 innings of work, 11 he faced, 4 strikeouts, a walk, and 3 hits given up. Number of runs yielded, well, that verdict's still out. Got a base runner on, Tyler Williams at second, which could be a part of the Valentine mix. Keegan Golden struck out, ground out, popped out. To the screen, and off to third goes Williams. It was a 1-run East Lakeland lead going into the top of the sixth. It is a 4-run advantage now. Fouled off. And apparently that got a piece of Bittinger, and he is in pain. So Bittinger took a shot to the hand, and of course that hand, there's just not a lot of thickness between, well, and it's bleeding. So the hand is bleeding too. So not only has he hurt the hand, he's broken skin. So they're quickly getting some ice, getting a rag for the hand of Bittinger, and obviously it's the throwing hand too of Bittinger. So we're not thinking he's going to be throwing for the remainder of this one unless maybe a nail got ripped. Boy, you got to hope that maybe it was a nail and not a break or something like that to pop the skin. So they are working on the fingers of Bittinger. And while they tend to the injury, we take the break.
Southern to serve to begin this time. He's got running room. Infield kicks it in. 40. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on JockJive.com.
Well, the injury to Bettinger has him to the sidelines. He got up. He, of his own volition and power, went over to the dugout. But obviously we're going to have a new catcher. And it is Chris Dorothy who will catch, as Bettinger will head to the dugout and spend the rest of this game there. And of course, Brooksville hopes that they will have an opportunity to play tomorrow, maybe get Bettinger back. But we're going to play tomorrow. Got to overcome what is currently a 4-run lead. While we warm up a new catcher, we take a break. Well, we've got the new catcher in place. That is Chris Dorothy, a swing and a miss by Golden. As we get play back underway, Bettinger apparently okay. I mean, obviously it hurt, number one. 2, it brought blood. So Bettinger is out. Dorothy will catch the rest of this one for Brooksville. Hit towards second. Rodier's got it. Low throw to first, but Stallner able to retrieve, and that'll put an end to the top of the 6th. But it's big in the form of a 3-run Timmy Douglas home run. And it extends the lead to 4 as we head to the bottom part of the inning. Brooksville, well, they've got to produce at least 4 to send it to the 7th, 5 to win it, or it'll be East Lakeland advancing to the championship. Bottom third of the order due up on the bottom of the 6th. Sean Varner starting things off for Brooksville. Drew Bettinger was supposed to bat in the 2 spot, but obviously with the injury, he is out. We will see if Chris Dorothy, who came in defensively for Bettinger, will bat offensively. Varner has walked and wrapped into the 4-3 on the inside part of the plate. Strike 1. Deshaun Smith came in, faced one in the Actually, 3 in the 5th. Struck out 2 of the 3, walked the other. Count even, 1 each. 7 hits, 8 stranded, 1 error committed by East Lakeland. Thus far, 7 hits, 2 errors have been committed, and a total of 7 have been left on by Brooksville. Swing and a miss, 1 and 2 on Varner. Baseball tomorrow, well, you know, there have been all kinds of schedule alterations, compliments of Mother Nature, so we think it's a 5 p.m. start. But that's not definitive, so you're going to want to come back to our Facebook page, and we'll keep you updated. Tomorrow's Majors Championship, Anthony Crum with the coverage. T-ball, Jason Thompson will have it for you. As we get to the title games and the possibility of an if game in both. Low of the toss, count goes full, 3 and 2. Leadoff batter here in the bottom of the 6th. 3 and 2 on Varner. 3-2 offering. It is low, and a walk is issued to begin inning 6 for Brooksville. And let's see who is batting for Bettinger. It is going to be Lucas. So Lucas, who got an at-bat in the 2nd, of course, where Dixie Youth Baseball is concerned, especially the older divisions, the younger divisions, AA and T-ball, you have 12 batters throughout. Into the dirt, to the screen, off to 2nd goes Varner. But when you get to the older divisions, the AAA, the Ozone, the Majors, you lop off the bottom 3 after you've gone through that rotation once. So Nick Lucas batted in the 2nd and walked, and now batting in place of Bettinger here in the 6th. Anton Grooms on deck. East Lakeland vying for a rematch against South Sumter. Just a bit low to Lucas, 2-0. Anton Grooms on deck. Into the strike zone, 2-1. 2 balls and a strike. 9-5 East Lakeland lead. Popped up. It's out of play, and the count evens at 2. A 90-minute weather delay, compliments of lightning, no rain, or at least very little. Did have a shower during one of the games, but ironically, the rain and the lightning did not come together tonight. Had lightning that postponed play for about 90 minutes. The youngsters got back onto the diamond, and while play had resumed, that's when some of the rain showers came, but those showers not accompanied by lightning, so no postponement in play. Strike on the outside part of the plate. And Lucas out number 1. Well, we're near the end of this one, so got to go through the formalities. Don't forget about Facebook and Twitter. Also, if you want a DVD of the game coverage, it's available, $10 each. Email us, info@jockjive.com. Baseball tomorrow. And then, of course, we start the AAA tournament in Troy, Alabama on Thursday. AAA and Ozone for the state of Florida in Marianna on Saturday. Also, SWAC Media Day coming up on Friday from the Grand Marriott in Birmingham, Alabama. Drop down the middle, 2-1. Anton Grooms reached first because of catcher's interference and wrapped into a 1-3. On the outside part of the plate, the count evens up at 2. And if you want sports, we've got lots of it here on JockJive. Swing and a miss. Grooms out number 2. 2 going. Back to the top of the order. Nick Como coming to the plate. Como has struck out twice and singled, and it's all up to Como to extend the season, the tournament for Brooksville. Otherwise, it'll be East Lakeland and South Sumter in the title game tomorrow. Foul back, 0-1. It is 11 o'clock, and now officially we know lights won't go out. They'll stay on till midnight here. 0-1 pitch. Hit to third. It is scooped up there by Williams. He will go to first, get the out, and the game is over, as East Lakeland will win it 9-5. Don't forget baseball tomorrow, majors and T-ball, right here on JockJive.com. Thanks for watching. I'm Robert Williamson. So long, everybody.